Today we're trekking 12 miles deep into Olympic National Park to camp near a group of natural hot springs. After hiking and biking up the mountain, we'll get to relax in the hot springs and answer the question that everyone has been wondering. Can you sous vide a steak in a natural hot spring? So today we have a little bit of a different kind of hike. This one is part bike ride and then it ends with a little bit of a hike. Today we are making our ways to a natural hot springs in Olympic National Park. So this hike used to be, you could like drive up to a trailhead and then it was like a mile hike. But recently there was a bridge that washed out and just got completely destroyed, and it turned like a 1 or 2 mile hike into a, I think 11 miles one way. But so the initial road is still all paved. So you could hike the paved road. I decided to bring my bike and see how it goes. This is my road bike with pretty thin tires. So if it gets kind of sketchy, I don't know how this will hold up, but figured it was worth a try. Cut down on the time for sure. So here's one of the bypass trails you can take to get around the washed out bridge. I'm pretty sure there's another one further up, so I'm gonna go try and check that one out. This is the river that completely destroyed that bridge. Just really pretty water. This is gonna be extra exciting too because I have like a 30-something pound pack on my back right now. I thought it'd be a lot harder to bike with, but it's really not that bad yet. And here we are at the washout. Just got completely wiped out. And there is our bypass. This isn't as nearly as sketchy as I was imagining, so that's a very good thing. I thought this would be like muddy and narrow and sloped into the river. The first real obstacle. Wow. And because we're in the Olympics, old growth is everywhere. It's my large frame bike for scale. Back on the road. Look at that though. That is all washed out road right there. That's crazy. I thought that bypass was gonna be a lot worse. That only took like 15 minutes and it was really pretty, honestly. I started this, like got on the bike at 8:20 in the morning. If I had no bike, I feel like it would have taken like 5 hours to do this. With the bike, I'm hoping for like sub 3. That'd be pretty sweet. Ooh, uphill. Oh, it looks so flat in the camera. I promise it's uphill. The pack makes a difference going uphill. Oh boy. If you look around online, people will say that they got e-bikes for this. Kind of understand why now. But I don't own an e-bike, and to rent one was crazy expensive. So I just figured I would try out my road bike, which again, isn't like a fat bike, as the tires are skinny for road. I'm thinking an e-bike would make a world of difference, but gotta earn the hot springs. That's the old ranger station. Like facilities. So that's where you would drive up to like pick up permits and talk to a ranger and all that. That was crazy. It was like nature was taking back. It looked like The Last of Us. That was crazy. I love the mossy trees. Just got passed by a man probably double my age, if not more. feels bad. But he's on an actual mountain bike and he doesn't have a pack. He said this is his morning exercise. Got pretty steep for a second, so decided to walk the bike. So pretty. Uh-oh. Look at this weather. Did I not pick the perfect day to take off work? We're a little over 4 miles in right now. I'm back to walking. So I'll pedal for a bit and then have to get off and walk. And then it just goes back and forth for a while. But let me tell you, on the way down, I'm going to bomb down this mountain. And now we're back to pedaling again. Hello, just passing through. There's babies. That was the mom, I guess, and these are like little adolescents. Hi guys. Oops, sorry. You're okay. I'm sadly pretty much at a point where I'm just walking the whole time. Still have the bike. I haven't ridden it in probably 10 minutes now. I'll get on and ride it for like 3 minutes and then just my legs are burning. I have to jump off anyway. But I think I am gonna walk the bike as far as I can so that tomorrow morning I can just hop on the bike and bomb it down this mountain. Hello again.
You're making good time.
Am I?
I had to. Got another mile to go.
Oh, perfect. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Okay, well, the man that passed me earlier is now on his way back down because he's that much better than me. He said I only have 1 more mile until I have to ditch the bike, so that's good. I don't know if I really believe that based off of my GPS, but it's at least a good motivator. Oh, it's like a little downhill now. The road is super slick and it's like covered my tire in a bunch of debris, so I probably should have 2 hands for this. Ooh. Ooh. Fishtailed a little bit. It's sketchy. I'm like going pretty fast right now. This is the old trailhead. Well, I guess it's still the trailhead, but this is like the old parking lot. What are the chances the bathroom is still open? Oh, this is Hot Springs, 2.4 miles. Gotta find a place to lock up the bike. All locked up, so now we just continue on for, I guess, 2.5 miles. I didn't think it was that long. Cougar country and mountain goat country. I did just over 8 miles in like 2.5 hours with the bike, which is pretty cool because like I feel like if I just walked all of it with no bike, it would have been like 4 hours. So tomorrow morning when I'm headed back down, I can pick up the bike. I have like a little uphill, and then from then on it's like 7.5 miles straight down. It's gonna be so nice. Currently got 2 miles of regular trail hiking. I mean, even this seems kind of paved, like loose gravelly at least. I'm really excited to get into the hot springs. It looks like a gorgeous day because it is, but it's still like 32 degrees up here. There have been multiple cougar warning signs around. I don't expect to see one at all. I think it's super rare to encounter one, but my head's on a swivel because I do have a steak, just a raw steak on my backpack right now. So I am just a walking delicious meal. So it just doesn't hurt to be aware of your surroundings. And with that steak, I'm either gonna do something really cool or it's gonna not work at all and I'm gonna look like an idiot. My hope is that I can sous vide the steak in one of the hot springs, because there's a bunch of different hot springs of varying temperatures. I can probably find one that would kind of work. When you sous vide something, you like put it in a vacuum sealed bag and then dip it into water at a certain temperature, and then it just cooks it to that temperature. And I've never actually sous vide anything like the actual way. And I don't have a real good gauge on like water temperature if I touch it. So it could just not work at all. But I wanted to try, so I figured I was making the 11 miles out here anyway. Figured why not try something crazy. Lots of fallen trees. But again, can't get maintenance up here because the road's washed out. Tiny, tiny bits of snow next to the trail. I was curious how much of this trail was going to be covered in snow. Turns out, at least so far, none of it. And there's, I think, like a mile left. The air is starting to get really sulfury right now, which is a great sign that I'm getting close, because these are natural hot springs. So they're all geothermically heated, like from all the volcanoes around here. So the sulfur smell comes with that. It's that tiny little stream of water. It's not hot, but it's not cold. It's like room temperature water. So it's like slightly heated up. It honestly felt nice because my hands are really cold. This looks like another washout or like a landslide, because now instead of connecting across here, I gotta go down. There must have been a massive amount of water coming through here to just wash out so much. Just like that, made it to the other side. This is pretty nice. I mean, the chances of it being scary, disgusting are very high, but it's worth a look. This whole bridge is a sheet of ice, so I'm actually gonna go slow and hold on. We made it. So that's the first one. I'm gonna do a quick scout, see all my options. Maybe I just set up right there. Think I might drop my pack. Oh my God, this is so pretty. Oh. No way. That one might be the spot. Oh, I think there's one at the end up here. Let's take a look. It's way too shallow. Ooh, it's pretty warm. I really want to test out that gorgeous hot spring, because if that's a good temperature, I am spending the rest of the day in there. Yeah, like look at this green. It looks crazy cool, but not crazy cool to touch. I'm not gonna chance it. Looks like there's one up here. Oh wow, that's green too, but there's another one hidden back here. Temperature test. This one's pretty okay, not too hot. It is super sulfury, like more so than any of the others. It's a contender. I feel like Goldilocks, trying to find the perfect hot spring to go into. Not too hot, not too cold, not too many weird bugs, not too much bacteria that'll give me an infection, not too much green color. Almost ate it coming down there. That would have been bad. Wow, okay, I'm gonna go check out this really pretty one, and then maybe I'll try to figure out the steak situation. Oh, this one's pretty green. Oh crap. Oh, I wanted this one. Ew. Yeah, it's just algae. That sucks. Okay, well, I'll go set up the tent and my bag and everything, and then make a decision on which one to go into. I lied. First, I'm gonna eat my lunch because I am starving. For lunch, I have sliced up salami and some apricot cheese and what are these called? Like Ritz crackers, except they're not Ritz. They're Kroger brand golden rounds. I have a new tent I'm trying out. I've only ever set this up in my living room, so this could go really bad or really good. There's no tricks or magic with this one. It's just a freestanding tent. So what's really cool about this tent, there's a lot of cool things. There's like a lot of features. It's really cool. But there is this crossbar that goes across here that I'll do in a moment. And it just gives it so much rigidity. It's insane. And then it's also what the rainfly will rest on. It's so smart. So I'm having issues actually getting the crossbar to go in on both sides. I've come to the conclusion that I'm stupid. Hopefully I can just figure it out soon. So I was just dumb. I figured it out. Look at that. There's a giant airflow vent back here too. It's such a cool looking tent. Now the rain flies on, it's all staked out. And then look at all the space inside. It's insane. There's so many pockets and structural settings. The giant porthole up there. I got the steak. I hiked here with it. Thank God it's like colder than a fridge outside right now. It stayed nice and cold. It's not vacuum sealed, but I sucked all the air out, and I think that's as good as I'm gonna get. I really don't know how long this will take. Probably check on it like every couple of hours and see how it looks. So I'm going to submerge this in this hot spring for a couple of hours, and I don't know, maybe at the end I'll have a nicely, perfectly cooked sous vide steak. 11 miles from the trailhead in a remote section of Olympic National Park. I feel like this is so stupid. If it just works though, I'm gonna be happy. Steak goes in. Nice and sealed up. Rock goes on top. Yeah, I'll check back like every hour, I guess. I don't really know what I'm doing. Maybe it'll just work. I'm excited. Okay. I might find a clean hot spring and jump in now that my chores are done. I do still have to get water, but I'll put that off. Found a good one. The least amount of gross looking. I'm gonna hop in. Oh man. This one's a good tent. Okay, well I'm gonna chill here for a little bit. So there were two people that came by just on like a day hike. They left, and then like 20 minutes later, I was like, oh, I'll go check on the steak, because it's in a different hot spring that's a lot hotter than the one I'm in right now. And I got there, there's no steak, there's no bag. And so long story short, it looks like they went into the hot spring, moved the rock, picked up the bag, and threw it into the woods. Because I found it. I was like, well, if they screwed with that, then like what's stopping them from screwing with my tent or something? So I had to go in and check that out, but everything seems fine. But I'm inclined to believe it was them, because if an animal had taken the bag, there'd be like bite marks in it and like scratches. The bag's fine. It wasn't even open. Now the bag stays with me. It's had like 2 hours of cooking. So we're gonna take a peek. Okay. It looks very unappetizing in the camera, but don't worry, because it's also unappetizing looking in real life. I mean, it's kind of working, I guess. Have to give it like another 2 hours probably. Back in you go. This is honestly like so relaxing, especially after that long hike. I think I might get out in like 30 minutes just because I feel a little bit dehydrated. And I want to make sure I have enough time to dry before the sun goes away. I don't know if I'm going back in just because I don't want to like get soaking wet again, and temperature's starting to drop real bad. So bye-bye. Now the dangerous trek down there in Crocs. I went looking for my pillow and I found my Thin Mints that I packed. So I just downed like 10 Thin Mints, feeling pretty good. I'm about to go get water. I found a path down there that leads to the rapids down there. This is the path down. Looks a little treacherous. I should put the GoPro away. Hopefully I live. Water secured. It has a little bit of a sulfury taste to it, but other than that, nice crisp ice cold mountain water. What more can you ask for? It's 4:30 now. That means the steak has been cooking for 3 hours. It might be, I don't know when to like pull it out and cut it open. I think I might just have to do it at some point. Maybe at 5. But for right now, I'm gonna make a cup of tea because it has gotten chilly. Mint medley tea. Hoping it keeps me warm. Oh yeah. Temperature has dropped. I mean, it was never like warm, but it's getting really, really cold. And sunset's not for another hour and a half, I think. We might be in for a cold, cold night. Oh, that's warming me up. Okie doke, I think it's time to retrieve the steak. Yeah, I'm not so certain. I don't know, it might be cooked. I mean, so as it stands right now, it looks pretty gross. But I think that's how sous vide works. Like, it looks gross until you actually like sear it. I should probably sear it away from camp, because the last thing I need is some mountain lion following the scent of steak cooking. Okie doke, camp is way back there. I think the first step is to see if it's actually cooked. Okay, it's fully cooked through. I mean, like, it's overcooked, which isn't ideal, but it's better than not being cooked at all. Look at that. It's like totally gross looking, but it worked. Cooking on titanium is crazy hard, especially with like a jet burner like this. I'm gonna screw it up. I know it, but that's totally fine. Okay, that was like a minute each side. Look at that. Cooked to perfection. Okay, let's try it out. It's definitely not the best steak I've ever had. It might be the worst steak I've ever had. But the important thing is we've answered the age-old question of, can you sous vide a steak in a natural hot spring? The answer is yes. You can actually overcook the steak. Okay, well, I guess this is dinner. So I'm gonna just start cooking up the rest of the steak. Try it too. Okie dokie, dinner's all done. I'm gonna floss and brush and wash my face and then crawl into bed, because that's like barely any sunlight. The sun's way gone already. Oh, and at this specific site, you have to use a bear canister, one like this. So I do have to find a good spot to put that in, just away from camp somewhere. First things first. And now a little face wash. This thing is ice cold. This is the worst part of the night. Oh my God, look at my hat hair. Oh, it's so cold. It's just after 6 p.m. The darkness is setting in and I'm all ready for bed, so I'm gonna crawl in. Here's today's sleep system: pillow, inflatable air mattress with a high R value, my 0-degree feathered friends bag, and I got little warm booties to sleep in too, keep my feet warm. Okay, well, I think that's about it for today. If nothing else happens, then I will see you in the morning. Good morning. It's like 5:15 right now. I've been up since like 3. I would have gotten up and just left, but something about walking through cougar country in the dark seemed very scary. I figured I would try to wait till sunrise. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get up soon and start packing. It's a super cold morning. You can see the ice all shimmer from my light. There's ice in my water. Right now I'm gonna pack up the tent, get everything situated in my pack. Hopefully it'll be more light by then. Oh, it's so cold. My rain fly was frozen. This is just straight ice. The attachment to the tent that keeps like the rain flies hot was frozen. I had to get some ice off of that right there. Bear can's right where I left it, but it is frozen shut. It's kind of cool. Just after 6, we have first light, and the GoPro can actually see it, so it means it's real. I got everything packed up, got my pack on. Just doing one final check to make sure I didn't leave anything, and then I am on my way out of here. So like I said before, I would have liked to have started a lot earlier because I do have to work today, but there were like 4 cougar warning signs on the way up here with like recent dates on them. I'm pretty sure cougars hunt in the dark, and so I just didn't want to be walking, not being able to see that I was being stalked and then eaten. Gonna have to work late today, but that's okay. This bridge was sketchy yesterday, and now it's like just an ice skating rink with like not really good handrails at all. Even the handrails are covered in ice. So slow and steady. It's still not completely bright, but still bright enough to see. And there was a deer maybe like 100 feet in front of me, and I thought it was a cougar, and I almost peed my pants. There's nothing better than sunrise in the mountains. I keep forgetting that my water is egg flavored, and every time I take a sip it's just jolting. I pumped water from the river and not from the hot springs, but I guess it was close enough to the hot spring runoff that everything is just sulfur flavored at that point. Back at the bike. Okay, I'm gonna grab the bike, put some things in my pack, and start the bike half of this journey. Oh, my butt hurts from yesterday. We are back on the bike. These tires were not made for this kind of terrain. We're back to walking. There's too much of an incline. I couldn't keep going. Not gonna lie, my legs are pretty shot. So I'll walk it for a little bit, and then when I get to the top, I think I can just coast down. We're back on the bike. I really didn't even walk it that long. I thought it was more uphill than it was. Ooh, this might be a walking portion. Man. Man, I'm impressed with this bike. It's holding up really well on this crap. Ooh, my mouth is really frozen. Can't talk or anything. Uh-oh, 1-lane road. Hope no cars come. I stopped to give the bike a second to cool down its brakes because I've just been riding the brakes hard for the entire trip down. I also wanted to come to this Overlook area.
And then remove. Button 1, witness the renewal of the ELWA. 3 minutes, 40 seconds.
It still works. Now we're at the start of the bypass. It was like less than an hour to make it back down all that. And I even stopped at all the overlooks that I could. Hey there. So there's 2 bypass trails. There's one that I took on the way up yesterday that keeps you like next to the river and is nice and short and sweet. And then there was, I guess I took a wrong turn coming back, and I wound up on the other bypass trail and that one goes like this for no reason. There's so much elevation change, and I kept thinking like, oh, it's gonna end soon, there's no point in turning around. Oh my god, I should have turned around like 5 times. It was so steep up and then so steep down, and then it did that 20 times for no reason. A little unexpected workout at the end. Okay, well, I guess that's it for this trip. If you stuck around this long, thank you, appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe, tell a friend. Now it's time to drive a few hours and then start working for the day.